Hello there, Ashley here with Tolton Art. Thank you for joining me today. We have a very controversial topic today. We are going to be talking about how and why you should do master copies. Let's start off with the obvious. Why is this controversial? Well, it's copying. Just call it what it is. You are copying another artist's work. That is controversial because of copyrights, intellectual property, and I'm downplaying it right now, but it actually is very serious and it should be dealt with carefully. So before we dive into how and why, let's talk about maybe some things to think about to protect yourself so that you don't get in trouble. One, don't sell it. Don't try to make money off of it unless you have explicit permission from the original artist. The other thing to do, if you're posting it on social media, making a video about it, anything like that, make sure to give credit to the original artist. Do not claim that it is your own original artwork. Give credit where credit is due, and then just acknowledge that this is, in fact, a master copy of someone. So, for example, in this video, we are going to be doing a master copy of Mark Maggiori. He's living, that's where it kind of gets a little controversial, but he is a master. He is so incredible at what he does. And it is for that reason that I wanted to do a master copy, because as much as I want to also do master copies of Sargent and older artists, I picked him because I love how he puts paint down and I want to study that. And so the artwork that you see in this video is in fact a master copy of some of his artwork. Not the whole thing, I just took a little snippet. It's specifically a portrait of a cowboy from one of his paintings, but Mark Maggiori, it's his artwork. I'm doing a master copy off of his. Now that that's out of the way, why should you do a master copy? There are so many reasons. One of the main ones is how much you can learn just by copying another artist. I'll slip a little side note in there. You can also copy art that's not in a way that you're putting much thought into it. And in that sense, you're not gonna get much from copying. If you're just copying without really thinking with intention, it's just gonna be copying. In doing this, when you are doing a master copy, the things I want you to think about are the colors they're using, where they're putting that color down. How could they put paint down in a way to convey this message? Where are the soft edges? Where are the hard edges? How are they using paint to describe their subject matter? And in the case of me with Mark Maggiori, I'm specifically analyzing where he's putting colors. The other thing that I'm trying to analyze is how he is putting paint down in a way to convey a certain message. Mark doesn't really have many videos of him during the painting process, so I'm using my best ability to look at a piece of painting and be like, in what order did he put paint down? In what brush could he be using? I'm basically trying to dissect his artwork so that I am able to recreate it to the best of my ability. In doing this, you are brushstroke by brushstroke learning how to also hopefully create a similar piece of artwork. So again, I can't talk to him. I haven't met him. And so the best way for me to do that is to try to copy. In this instance, that's how you do a master copy, with a lot of intention and a lot of planning how they're doing things in order to convey whatever it is that you like about their artwork. This is for our own skill set. By copying and mimicking how we think they put paint down, we are training ourselves potentially a new way, or just reiterating ways to put paint down. In this one specifically, you can see that I'm intentionally trying to put paint down in the same places that he put down, and I'm learning a lot about how he does his shadow edges, how he conveys certain planes of the face, And I think one of the things he's great at is actually the folds in fabric and how natural that can look. And let's talk about this one. So I specifically picked a person because it's one of my shortcomings. I'm not that great at painting people, and I love how he paints people. So one of the biggest things I was focusing on is how he uses light and shadow and color to portray the shape of a face. And then I also love his shadow colors. So it was a really good experiment and tool for me to be able to, put more of a blue down or more of a purple down. And this is obviously in relation to the sky. So when you look at the big painting, what is the ambient light around there, and why, like, what influence does that have on the shadow region? And there's some things I could have done better. I think ultimately this painting got a little bit muddy, and I lost some of the color vibrancy in his wild rag. But for the most part, there's aspects, like, I'm really happy with the hands. This hand and that violet color in there, the mustache, the hard lines in his coat. It was great. It was a really good learning opportunity. I think in a lot of ways it helped me kind of organize my thoughts when it came to hard edges, soft edges, and color in order to convey depth and dimension. I have a long way to go to get to his level, because ultimately I think if I tried to apply this to one of my own paintings, which I'm trying to back there, it's not quite there yet, but I am going to do a few more in order to get my head in that space, and then I'm going to tackle my own painting. And so in that lies kind of the importance of it. It's not just to copy, it's to learn what you can from their stylistic choices and then begin to implement that into your own artwork. So is my art going to look exactly like his? No, because I'm not him. But there are some invaluable lessons that I can learn from doing a master copy of his that I think will elevate all my future artwork to come. And that's why we do master copies. We do it to learn, to improve, and then to take it into our own artwork and make it our own. With that, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed and possibly learned something new. If you're interested, not in this artwork because it's not for sale, but if you're interested in any other artwork that I have, any prints, all of that is in the description box below. And as always, thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.